Little Maximilian von Richkid has had a dream ever since the Espectro DLC released and we were able to corrupt, turning the would-be vigilante over to our organization. He has wanted to be able to capture the forces of justice, greatest agents, and turn them against them. Seems like a risky job, boss, but we can give it a go. Who should we start with? The one who will require the shortest onboarding process, of course. Symmetry. I mean, it just makes sense, right? Symmetry steals from criminals, we steal from criminals, and everyone else, but she would be able to work fine with us. We are going to play through the Super Agents full side stories up to recruitment and then review them as a henchman. You guys can jump around with the timestamp, so we're going to jump right into things.
Hey, you ever hear of a dashing rogue named Symmetry? I hear she can break any lock and pick any pocket.
I can't say I've ever heard of you, Ms. Symmetry. I see you have a flair for dramatic attire.
My people have found meaning in the yin and yang for millennia. I don't care what you think of it.
You will soon find yourself caring very much about what I think, if you don't get your hand out of my pocket.
Please. I've been cleaning out people like you for years now. Haven't started caring yet.
Okay, so where is Symmetry supposed to be from? Symmetry, the spy who can pick any lock and slip through any crack, has set her sights on your lair and operation. If you're not careful, she can undo everything you've worked for. Swipe Anvil artifact on the world stage. We must get Symmetry's attention, so she understands who the Master Thief really is. Piece of a super collider is being trucked from Peking University to a research site. There's a long stretch of road where the truck will be relatively unguarded. Take it then. Send my workers, guards, and technicians. We've started a brand new campaign here to be able to play around with some of the quality of life improvements they gave us with the patch, along with being able to recruit these super agents over to henchmen. And I've got to say, it is very nice indeed. They have made the temperature system much more forgiving, and they've made the basic air conditioning unit absolutely amazing. So playing here, this is outside of the Polar campaign and outside of the new Polar map, is one of the old maps, where normally you would be fighting extreme heat all the time, but these little air conditioning units are doing just fine so far. Time to build a few more security cameras in the lair. Let's get some things, hopefully, peeking in to our vault. We know that we're going to be dealing with Symmetry a little bit here, so we can throw in 2 right here. That gives us some view, and then we probably want to be able to looking in at the stairs here. And honestly, it's not the greatest position. I'd like to be able to get a camera looking at the stairs over here as well. Oh, I know what we'll do. Here's what we do. The play is we do little indentations right here, and then we can lock in the 360 cameras. On either side is overkill. Being able to have double coverage does not increase your spotting power, but our spotting power is solid right now anyway. Should be able to positively identify anyone who comes through.
You messed up big time. To land yourself in Symmetry's sight.
Here she comes. Okay, so they are arriving through the vault. Have grabbed their initial spoils.
Locate. I have reports of an intruder in the lair. Kill them.
All right, all our cameras are down. Is that because of the Symmetry's little hack? Or is it because people weren't working these stations? Minions, keep these stations operational. Yeah, it looks like Symmetry's getting a free run for things. Oh, but our hitman has spotted her out through her disguise.
Executing instructions.
Yeah, Janet, go get him. Janet with her little gun now.
I read you.
No, Janet. Use your gun. You have one. As of, I don't know what patch, but come on. I thought these cramped corridors would be kind of fun to try and play around with here in the basement, but having to fight Symmetry down here is getting claustrophobic.
Lock the door behind her. It'll give
You have met a new opponent to your plans. Although you have beaten them, it would be foolish to think they are defeated for good. Yes, we still must get to her. We must learn more about her to be able to corrupt her and turn her to our organization.
Now that I've bested you, indulge me, Symmetry. You're a rogue. Why are you against me?
What? You think I'm just going to spell out my whole deal for you, hmm? It's more fun if I keep you guessing.
We never guess.
Besides, you're just trying to keep me on the line until you can establish a tracer signal, which I disabled.
I'm going to make you pay for making me waste that very expensive tracer device.
Here's some free advice. Don't bother looking for me. The next time I hit you, you won't see me coming.
The challenge is thrown. Spying in wait. Symmetry the super spy has returned to cause trouble for your operation and demonstrate to her that you are not a foe to be taken lightly.
I want an update on our efforts to locate the operative known as Symmetry.
We've been looking everywhere, boss. Asked every lowlife, but either they're too low or she's too high.
I suppose I shouldn't have expected otherwise. Very well. It appears we must force her to go by my schedule.
She's a ghost, boss. No one can hold her. How do you plan to do that?
Please. Symmetry is still human. She has human pressure points. If we press the right one, she'll come running.
We just need the right bait. Talk to Symmetry's enemies on the world stage. An enemy of the enemy is my friend. Oh, and by talk to, we mean bring in the army. Alright, so we'll send out all our guards to be able to talk with that politician. Here we've got an oil CEO who was locked away for embezzling money that Symmetry exposed. And here we're sending yet more guards to the black market stock exchange. Not sure how the stock exchange got turned into the black market, but honestly these seem like all the kinds of connections that we should be making. Now to lure Symmetry from the world stage and defeat her once again in the lair. They tripped the cameras. But is Symmetry with this group?
Executing
Looks
instructions.
like Symmetry is not with this portion of the crew.
Good thing I have hardware to match my software.
Okay, so those were all the other rogues, but where did Symmetry go? She took a detour into the power station. No, I'm not hiding anything over here, Symmetry. You have lost all of your accomplices. Now it's only a matter of time until Janet Bomb sniffs you out. The competition between the two most annoying characters in the game. The fight you guys never thought you wanted to see. A super agent suffers another defeat. A good day, but you should still keep an eye out as they won't have taken this kindly.
Fake treasure? You know how many enemies I have? They've all tried this plan before.
I still got you to infiltrate my lair.
I do know how many enemies you have. I ended up killing most of them. And what's more, Symmetry, it did work.
Sure, this wasn't my best outing. Definitely could have gone better for me. I'll be off to lick my wounds a bit.
You should strongly consider staying in whatever hole you crawl into.
Not a chance. It's been too long since I've had a dance partner like you. You and me will tango again soon.
Any time would be too soon for me, Symmetry. Where in the world is Symmetry? Symmetry is attacking your operation from all sides, intent on destroying you. Do your best to weather it as she tries to kill your empire by 1,000 cuts. Or 1,000 pickpockets.
Hey, remember me?
All too well.
How could I forget? Many are foolish enough to steal from me. Only one is brave enough to do it in that dress.
If jokes about my threads are the best you've got, you don't stand a chance against what's coming.
And what reckoning should I expect from the world's boldest go-go dancer?
I'll put it this way. If you loosen the right screws, even the biggest machine will rattle itself apart.
Alright, we must take to the world stage to be ready to oppose her. One of your secure dead drop sites in the desert has been compromised. Launch, sending martial artists and biologists. Kill heist team members in the lair. Are they dropping down? Yep, they have dropped into our vault. But Symmetry is not with them. This is just the heist team members. Oh, but they're level 9.
An intruder is in the lair. Kill them.
Ah, Symmetry, how do you feel now that you've gotten so many of your team members killed? Now to confront Symmetry directly upon the world stage. We'll launch with our military force. It seems that Symmetry evaded the confrontation on the world stage and has instead infiltrated our vault. Strange, for a name like Symmetry, she loves to mess up my beautiful, beautiful rolls of gold. Come on, Symmetry, don't you know how unsatisfying it is to have just under 1 million vault capacity? You've got to hit that even million. Ah, there we go. All better now.
A great rogue can admit when she's beaten. Too bad I'm better than great.
Defeated again, this super agent has let slip some valuable information about themselves. The next time you meet it, this will be their downfall.
You asked me once why I was against you, even though I steal things. You still curious about the why?
But of course, Symmetry.
Why is it that you only want to have these little serious chats after I've handed you a humiliating defeat?
It's the same reason I wear the yin and yang. Same reason I use the name Symmetry. The world needs equalizers. You scheme your way to the top of things like you're untouchable. And that's where I come in. Balance. I've never so much as lost my footing. You built yourself up this high. How far am I about to make you fall?
I'm sorry, Symmetry, but you have to learn the hard way. That when you dance with Max, you always get your toes stepped on. We've had to advance things a little bit, quite a bit actually, to be able to get to this point where we can continue the Symmetry storyline. We've got the Aurora Borealis captured into our lair, and it actually affects temperature. Surprised to see that that was brought in. We've got little trap corridors here in the casino. A few other face uplifts for the lair in general. One of my favorites is Max demanded a second corner office, so we got him one over here in the training room. The main reason here is that he can then top off his stats as he goes over to be able to give train faster buff to people working in this room. We might get him yet another corner office over here. Not exactly the luxury corner office that Max probably had in mind. But now we are prepared to embark upon the Imbalance of Power. The time has come for you to permanently deal with the elusive super spy known as Symmetry. Your previous encounters with her have shown you her weakness. Now exploit it to defeat her.
Symmetry has vexed me for long enough. It's time for us to do something about her.
Every time we face her, she's always been a step ahead. Hard to fight an enemy like that, boss.
If you can no longer do your job, I could always give you a new one. How does Chief Shark Appetizer sound?
What did you have in mind for Symmetry?
The key is balance. It drives everything she does. I will exploit that fascination and use it to end her.
First, we must swipe the Anvil artifact on the world stage. Ah, it is right. Oh no. It requires a network level 4. You're a sucker for an ironic death. Build a slippery floor trap in your lair to see how well Symmetry's balance handles that. Will you, Mr. Slippery Floor Trap from the very beginning of the research tree? never used in my current trap combos actually give me relief from the curse that is Symmetry. We need to grab Symmetry's attention, fire the Doomsday device at her cat. Well, now this just feels like a line too far, even for us. Well, it seems we have caught the rogue's attention. Time to capture her. Be able to bring our foul trap to bear. There's Symmetry.
Find and capture that intruder quickly.
Capture her. Do away with the rest of her team. I think Max personally should get involved here. Finally bringing Symmetry in. Come on, Max, get in there. Throw your punches with the rest of them.
Must I do everything myself?
Aha! We've got her.
That must hurt. No? Give it time.
I almost forgot that you could do this with your geniuses. Alright, Symmetry, so you have named yourself after balance. Well, this slippery floor will take what is most precious to you away from you forever. Slipping and sliding to the end of eternity. We'll never find true balance again.
An interrogation has succeeded. We have more intel.
So, Symmetry, now that you're in my clutches, do things feel balanced to you yet?
Come on now. You can't kill me. We've got a fun thing going here. There's give and take. Mostly, I take.
That's where you've been mistaken. Our repartee has been nothing to me except a precursor to your death.
Now, hang on a second here. This is just a game. I steal, you chase. That's the balance. You need me.
A pity. Now, in your last moments, you'll see I was never pursuing balance.
I was pursuing dominance. Now, clean up those body bags. Months passed and Max peacefully brooded away in his corner office. Undisturbed, his gold vaults were stacked higher and higher in perfectly symmetrical rows. Max couldn't quite shake the final exchange with Symmetry. Did he actually need her? Things just didn't seem the same without her around. Then, one day, the devs finally extended her quest line. One of us. Word on the street is that Symmetry is still alive and could still be an asset to your cause. Send out some minions to bring them to your side. I mean, how could she possibly be alive? We had her trip on that slippery floor.
Side story begun.
Quite the shocker there. Yes, Symmetry has been tracked to this location to send in some muscle to assist her to have a sudden change of allegiance, because she will be so likely to want to join us after our last exchange. Sure. Aha! For the first time, Symmetry has entered the lair using a official entrance. And here she is. Amazing. Alright. Purple, labeled as a deception henchman. Solid stat line all around. Possum. Knowing when it's time to back down is just as important as knowing when to attack. Take 5 and recover some stats. And Spy Camera. Construct furniture. Places one of Symmetry's custom cameras in the lair with improved spotting power. Alright, Symmetry is here. They have not added any new voice lines or any new animations, so she's actually not even able to use the desk because they have no idle or sitting animation for her. Also, as you order her around the base, she's going to keep on using the same snippets of dialogue that you're used to hearing when she comes to attack you.
What goes up must come down. I'm here to tip the scales.
First up, for her abilities, we are going to test the Spy Camera. Construct up furniture, places one of Symmetry's custom security cameras that will allow your minions to spot agents with improved spotting power. So right now, it is saying that we have a spotting power of 8. I'm not sure it will be a visible improvement, but there we get the little camera hack. And so now this provides us a sight line on down this corridor. We have the item durability. It's got, what was it, 117? That is slowly going to decay until it is destroyed. So she can whack that up. It's basically a worse version of Iris, because Iris is able to tap into the security network just from her central position and then apply spotting power to whatever room she is in. Here we're able to place down the security camera. It makes sense because this was part of her kit while she was a super agent, but it can only be placed in corridors and has a much more limited visibility range than Iris's uplink. It does, however, cost less and last longer. I still think Iris is going to be more useful if you want a henchman who can tap into the security system, but this can still be useful if you want to be able to bring all the guards in to be able to help Symmetry out in a portion of the lair where you may not have already set up your security system.
Your minions are in combat.
I'd say catch me if you can, but I already know you can.
Alright, jumping into combat here. We're going to see how much these little slabs from Symmetry actually do for damage. Oh, we got about 5 damage out of that.
Your mind is fast.
I mean, she doesn't hit that hard when she's a super agent either. I'm not sure what I was expecting. Oh, she's got a gun? What? We gave Symmetry a gun? Oh, this is amazing. Yes, let's go. So, just like Janet, they're both packing these little red revolvers now. That's new. Alright, we taught Symmetry some new tricks. Oh, I can't wait till we get Agent X and we get the double revolvers. There we are, combat managed. Time to be able to top up her stats, which remember, she cannot go back to the desk like the normal henchman. So we play Possum.
He's dead.
And we just regenerate up for free. Amazing.
An item has been destroyed.
Strike the little hero pose, and there we go, all topped up. This has a very long cooldown, but it doesn't have any cost associated with it. So this actually brings up an interesting situation where she's going to be better than the other henchmen in a long, drawn-out fight where she actually gets fully downed, because as soon as she recovers from her initial injuries, you'll be able to play Possum right there and top her back up in the middle of the fight, rather than the other henchmen that you have to send all the way back to the desk and then shuttle them back into the fight later on. And they probably get downed again even before they make it to the desk. Here you're able to refresh your stats on the fly. There is Symmetry recruited as a henchman. I'm going to hold off placing her onto the henchman tier list because we are going to be doing an entire revamp of that tier list with these new super agents added in as henchmen and the other DLC henchmen added as well. It's about time that list got an update. Leave a comment on what you think of Symmetry as a henchman and subscribe to the channel if you want to be able to follow along as we recruit all of the super agents onto our henchman team and we build the Fab 5 super agents turned villains here on this save. And also, if you subscribe, you'll be notified when that update to the henchman tier list finally goes live. Till next time, thank you guys for watching and have a good one.